Have you ever felt like the kinder you are, the more you seem to struggle? You see others who are less considerate, maybe even a bit selfish, and they just seem to be cruising through life. If you've ever thought, why do I, the kind one, always seem to suffer the most? Then you are in the right place. Today, we're going to dive deep into this question, unpack the reasons behind it, and most importantly, discover how to protect our kind hearts without losing our beautiful spirit. Let's start by acknowledging something crucial. Being kind is a superpower. It's a sign of immense strength, empathy, and emotional intelligence. In a world that can sometimes feel cold and competitive, kindness is the warmth that holds us all together. So, if you identify as a kind person, first of all, thank you. The world needs you more than you know. But here's the paradox. This very strength can also become a vulnerability. The first reason kind people often suffer is because they have a hard time setting boundaries. Does this sound familiar? You say yes when you really want to say no. You take on extra work because you don't want to let your colleagues down. You listen to a friend's problems for hours, even when you're emotionally drained yourself. Kind souls often have a deep-seated fear of disappointing others. The thought of someone being upset with them can feel unbearable. This isn't a weakness. It's a reflection of your huge capacity for empathy. You feel what others feel, and you don't want them to feel bad. The problem is, when you consistently prioritize everyone else's needs and feelings over your own, you're sending a message to yourself that your own needs don't matter. This leads to burnout, resentment, and a feeling of being constantly taken for granted. It's like trying to pour from an empty cup. Eventually, there's just nothing left to give. The second reason is that kind people often attract those who are looking to take advantage. Think of it like a garden. Your kindness is like rich, fertile soil. It can help beautiful flowers grow, but it can also attract weeds. People who see your generosity not as a gift, but as an endless resource to be exploited. These are the emotional vampires, the takers who drain your energy and offer nothing in return. Because you're naturally trusting and see the good in everyone, you might miss the red flags. You make excuses for their behavior. You think, maybe they're just having a bad day. Or, if I'm just a little kinder, they'll change. But more often than not, they won't. They've found a reliable source of support, validation, or help, and they have no incentive to change their ways. This leaves you feeling used, depleted, and questioning your own judgment. You start to wonder if being kind is even worth it. This leads us to the third point. Kind people tend to over-internalize blame. When a relationship goes sour or a situation doesn't work out, your first instinct is to ask, what did I do wrong? You replay conversations in your head, analyzing every word, every action, convinced that if you had just been better, or more understanding, or more patient, things would have been different. While self-reflection is a healthy trait, for kind people, it can spiral into self-blame. You carry the weight of every failed interaction on your shoulders. Someone else's bad mood? You must have caused it. A project at work fails? You could have done more. This constant self-criticism is exhausting. It chips away at your self-esteem and creates a heavy cloud of guilt and inadequacy that follows you everywhere. You suffer not just from the external event, but from the relentless internal judge who holds you to an impossible standard. And finally, the fourth big reason, our society doesn't always reward kindness in the way we think it should. We live in a world that often glorifies assertiveness, competitiveness, and a me-first attitude. The loudest voice in the room gets the attention. The most ruthless negotiator gets the deal. In this kind of environment, quiet, consistent kindness can be overlooked. It's not flashy. It doesn't demand the spotlight, but you don't get the promotion, the recognition, or the public praise. This can be incredibly disheartening. It feels like you're playing by a different set of rules, and those rules aren't helping you win the game. This can lead to a deep sense of disillusionment and the painful feeling of being invisible. So, what do? Do we stop being kind? Do we build walls around our hearts and become cynical? Absolutely not. The world would be a much darker place if we did. The answer isn't to stop being kind. It's to learn how to be kind wisely. It's about combining your soft heart with a strong spine. First, let's master the art of boundaries. A boundary isn't a wall to keep people out. It's a gate that you control. You decide who comes in and how far. Saying no isn't mean, it's honest. It's saying, I value my own energy, time, and well-being. Start small. Say no to a small request you don't have time for. Politely end a conversation when you feel drained. Remember, you can be a kind person with a clear no. The people who respect your no are the ones who deserve your yes. Second, become a better gardener of your own energy. Learn to spot the weeds, the takers. They often reveal themselves early on. They talk about themselves constantly. They rarely ask how you are, and their crises always seem to demand your immediate attention. When you spot these patterns, you don't need to have a dramatic confrontation. You can simply, gradually, and quietly pull back, give less of your time, be less available, water the plants that give back, the relationships that are reciprocal and life-giving. Protect your energy as your most valuable asset. Third, practice self-compassion. This is a game changer. When things go wrong, instead of asking, what did I do wrong? Try asking, what can I learn from this? And how can I be kind to myself right now? Acknowledge that you are human, that you can't control everything, and that it's not your job to make everyone happy. Forgive yourself. Let go of the self-blame. You are doing the best you can with what you have, and that is more than enough. And finally, redefine what winning means to you. Maybe it isn't about getting the loudest applause or the biggest title. Maybe success is having deep, authentic connections with a few people. Maybe it's going to bed at night with a clear conscience, knowing you acted with integrity. Maybe it's the quiet satisfaction of making a small, positive difference in someone's day. When you shift your definition of success away from external validation and toward internal fulfillment, the actions of others lose their power over you. Your kindness becomes its own reward. Being a kind person in a tough world is not a curse, it's a calling. It does come with its own unique set of challenges, its own brand of suffering. But by learning to set boundaries, protect your energy, practice self-compassion, and redefine success, you can navigate these challenges. You can continue to be a source of light and warmth in the world without burning yourself out. Your kindness is not a weakness to be fixed. It is a strength to be honored and protected. So hold your head high. You are one of the good ones, and the world is better for it. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to explore more about living a meaningful and resilient life, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, be kind, especially to yourself.